Bitcoin has finally reached my 48,000 US dollar target, you guys, which you all know I've been quite vocal about the fact that I did figure we could still go a little bit higher. And this theory was based entirely on the charts. Yes, we all know by now that there was yet another false ETF announcement. But with or without that, it's funny that something just had to happen to manipulate the price at the level that we have been watching for such a long time. And it just had to be revolving around the ones pretending to keep us safe from manipulation. So, in fact, Legends, I actually want to play a little clip from a video I made about, I think, approximately a month ago. Just look at this prediction here.
That happened right about here. That happened right at our 20,000 top when the CME futures got posted there or got launched. So that is January 11th. Where would that be here? Just basically somewhere in here. Now, just to tie that into my theory, and I'm not much for time analysis. I'm more of a structure level kind of a guy. But something that would be interesting and that I'm kind of watching for is if maybe we are going to target that 618 for around that date. And that is kind of that black swan bit of an event, if you want to call it that. Not really a black swan event, but just a big market shift. I really do think we're going to see a harsh rejection at this level when we get there. Not only the 618 Fibonacci level, but it also lines up with some nice structure back here in the charts. And I mean, we're kind of getting close to that January date. So I mean, it would make a lot of sense. I don't think it would take much at all for Bitcoin to target these higher levels within the next couple of months.
So, yeah, pretty crazy how that all happens and how we can see that and predict that in the charts. Obviously, you guys know I'm not much of a fundamental guy, but yeah, interesting how that all kind of lined up. And we do have that 11th on our radar here coming up in the next couple of days. But yeah, like I said, basically we finally reached that $48,000 at this point. Guys, I mean, yes, it is possible that we do squeeze a little bit higher, but at this point, I am less confident. Before, I have been very confident the last few months that we were on our way towards that $48,000 target. But now that we've hit that, you know what? I'm happy that it was my main goal to get to that level. Now at this point, if there is a little bit of a squeeze, so be it. If the structure, if we're actually closing these weekly and monthly candles and stuff like that above these levels, then we have to reconsider that, hey, maybe this market cycle is just going to start early, or just kind of start watching how structure forms from there. But as it stands right now, just be cautious, you guys, because we are coming up to that very significant resistance. I do say that we could go a little bit higher, just because you can see here with my indicator, we do have this big supply zone on the daily time frame just above us. That would give us that 50,000 towards 52,000 US dollars. And that would also just give us a little bit of wiggle room as far as some kind of a failed break above this 618, just like we got back here in this market cycle. So that's just kind of giving us to the top of this next little bit of structure, just for a little wiggle room there on the weekly chart. So that lines up with this daily supply zone, so something to watch for there. W's still trending to the upside here. Love to see it. As well, you guys, this trend collection indicator, I mean, technically oh God, just look at that beautiful signal down there. But this trend has been continuing ever since we got that buy signal, and we do technically still have this trend holding. So that's another thing that I'm going to have my eye on, is just watching this on the daily. If we start losing this daily trend here, then at that point I have to reconsider, and at that point maybe we are going to see a much more significant pullback, maybe on our way back down to testing this old support box that I was talking about, kind of between that 32 towards 28,000 US dollars. I think is it would make a lot of sense to see the market pull back towards that level. Just going back again, previous market cycles, yes, we dropped below it during the COVID crash there. Previous market cycle, you can see as soon as we regain that level, once again, just leading towards further upside after finding support on that box. So just another level that I'm watching there if we do get some sort of a harsh correction in the near future here, because anything can happen. Emotions are on high. There's a whole bunch of things going on in the crypto market this week, guys. So just be cautious. No matter what you're doing, just be cautious. Always understand what's the worst case scenario if you're entering a position or a trade or anything. Just know the risks involved. So always do your own research, form your own opinions, obviously. I just want to zoom in a little bit further here. Going to take a look at the 4-hour chart. Yeah, like I was saying, you guys, I thought that, you know, since we had this higher high, we did just come back and test our confirmed higher low with this little sell-off we had here, and it was further upside from there. And once again, we did break this structure level now, so it does make sense that after that point, we have a little bit of a pullback, test some lower levels. Something to consider about that is obviously we never really changed the structure that much. The wick is still technically way down here. So, you know, this is still our confirmed higher low that I would be watching personally. Another interesting level that we actually ended up dropping here, just from an eyeball here, it looks like we have some sort of a trend line here. Just going to start from here towards our next points here. Something like so, just basically before we took our next big leg to the upside there. And you can see that this level has been respected as far as, oh, what have I done here? Let me just map that out again real quick here. Just looking at this support resistance flip here. Yeah, we did get a little flippy floppy here, but you can tell that there is a lot of respect along this trend line, even as we go and test it. As we're kind of climbing to the upside here, you can see that we're still respecting this trend line. So maybe it is just classic support flipping into resistance here, just a bit of a fake out, and then test some much lower levels. I mean, we're going to have to see what happens with all this ETF debacle and whatever else unfolds in the chart. But as it stands right now, I'm still not all too concerned about the health of the trend, because again, if we end up dropping this support box down here and actually closing multiple candles below that level, then I'll start to reconsider that, hey, maybe this trend has run out of steam. As it goes right now, I mean, I'm just playing the shorter time frames anyways. My most recent position, I'm actually in a scalp on Bonk right now. And somebody in the MDX Algo community, Rocket Man, this one's for you if you're listening to this. But on the 1 hour, I noticed that on my favorite new indicator here, I had my buy signal as well as my W's trending to the upside. So I zoomed in even further and have been scalping that a little bit today. So back here, same thing, buy signal, W's to the upside. So I'm just lining up with what I've seen on the 1 hour and then dialing right into the 1 minute to get my pinpoint accurate entry. I actually got into this one a little bit late. Ideally, I would have got in on this pullback here. Well, that would have been a beautiful buy, but whatever. And stop loss and a very small profit at this point. So that's just the current scalp I'm in on Bonk and kind of what I was looking at there. Just starting on a longer time frame and then zooming in to time my entry and using the indicators to do so. So anyways, guys, that's about all I wanted to touch on for today. Just be very cautious moving forward, you guys. Let the charts do the storytelling. Watch what happens in the charts. Don't try not to FOMO too much right now. I know with ETF, emotions are at an all-time high. Just be careful out there because there's so much manipulation going on, and today's a perfect example. So head on a swivel, guys. But as it stands, I'm happy because we reached my target. From now, it's just kind of playing the wait game and see what kind of a reaction we get to this level. Because as I always say, it's better to be able to react rather than predict. Now that we're getting to this level, it's just been on my radar for such a long time that, you know, now I can approach this with a level head and just kind of let the charts come to me and zoom into those shorter time frames and see how structure unfolds here. So anyways, legends, I think that's all I need to say. So obviously none of this has been financial advice. Always do your own research to form your own opinions. But if you did appreciate this video, please do me a favor, hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't. And if you do want access to my favorite indicators here, as well as the MDX Algo VIP Discord, as well as a couple no KYC crypto exchanges, I've got some links down below for some special bonuses, discounts, and so on. And with that, I'm out. Stay safe, my friends. Peace.